Joe Arpaio pardoned by Trump for racial profile conviction, considers run for old job. Former Maricopa County Sheriff and controversial conservative firebrand said he's strongly considering running for his old position in 2020 as tensions rise over the treatment of migrants detained on the U.S.-Mexico border. President pardoned Arpaio in 2017 for his conviction on criminal contempt of a federal court order that he stop detaining people based on their immigration status. Arpaio, 87, told ABC News he met privately with Trump a few months ago but would not say what he discussed. The White House did. The former sheriff had been teasing an announcement on social media after billboards popped up in Phoenix hinting at a possible 2020 sheriff run for Arpaio, although he denies having any involvement in billboards. If he were to run, Arpaio said he'd campaign on his continued false allegations that President Barack Obama's birth certificate is fraudulent. Arpaio's potential 2020 run could raise complications for Trump, who rose to political prominence in part by joining Arpaio and several other fringe theorists in making false allegations regarding Obama's birth certificate as part of the birther conspiracy movement. In recent years, however, the president has attempted to publicly distance himself from the conspiracy theory he had long championed. In September in late 2017 that he was still questioning its authenticity behind closed doors, and Arpaio told ABC he doubts Trump has fully reversed course after years of calling former President Obama's birth certificate into question, saying he never. In 2018, the former sheriff ran in the Republican primary for the Senate seat being vacated by former Arizona Senior Jeff Flake and Arpaio. Madrid says the former sheriff's chances in the next election wouldn't be any better than his failed Senate run. Arpaio's campaign consideration also comes amid debate over the administration's policies of detaining migrants, on undocumented immigrants and thorny issues of race as Trump continues to ramp up at 4 Congresswomen of color, telling the lawmakers in a tweet last week that they should go. The tweets led to rally in North Carolina chanting "Send." Arpaio defended the president's attacks in a bizarre fashion, arguing that Trump must have meant the Congresswomen should join the Peace Corps, despite the president not mentioning the organization anywhere in his original or subsequent comments on the issue. The former sheriff also said he believes running for office at the same time as Trump's re-election campaign would give him a significant boost. 1. Arpaio served as sheriff in Maricopa County, Arizona, from 1993 to 2016 and garnered national attention for his hard-line positions and controversial punishments for prisoners, including opening the outdoor jail known as Tent City, in which the male prisoners were forced to wear all pink clothing. In 2013, Arpaio was an early supporter of the president, introducing Trump at campaign rallies in Arizona throughout the 2016 election. However, the
raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.